Welcome to Dropping In, a podcast of storytelling and interviews with your host, Winter Olympian Mercedes Nickel.
Thank you so much for dropping in today. This is Series 15, and it is April 15th, 2026. Thank you for dropping in if it's your first time, and if it's your 139th time. That's right, we have our 139th episode right here, right now. Thank you for dropping in again. Now, goals give us direction, but they also test us. They show up on the good days, and they really matter on the hard days. They aren't just about winning medals or hitting milestones. They're about learning how to keep moving forward when motivation dips, plans change, and sometimes life throws you a good old curveball. In this series, we dropped in with athletes, Olympians, change makers that unpack how goals are set, reset, and sometimes completely rewritten. Now, let's get on to our next guest. Let me introduce this guest. He won a gold medal at the Canada Winter Games. He proceeded to step onto the national stage, building a curling career defined by consistency, teamwork, and showing up when it matters the most. He's competed at 6 Brier championships. Now, if you're not Canadian, that is Canada's biggest stage in men's curling. Climbing to the ranks to become part of one of the top teams in the country, even reaching a number 2 national ranking during his peak season. Along the way, he's captured a Grand Slam title and made his mark in the mixed doubles competition as well. He's an entrepreneur, having founded the curling apparel company Dynasty, and in 2019, Dynasty was contracted to be the uniform of Curling Canada. When his competitive chapter began to shift, he didn't step away. He stepped up to coaching and mentoring the next generation, to serving on the Athletes Can board of directors, volunteering as a firefighter in his home community of Red Lake, and now working for a sporting software company. He's continued to lead with purpose and give back to the sport that shaped him. This husband, new father, teammate, entrepreneur, coach, community leader, 6-time Brier competitor, knows what it means to set a goal and also reset them and build something bigger along the way. He's about to drop in. It is my pleasure to welcome Colin Hodgson. Hello, sir. How are you? Let me get you there. Hi. How are you?
I'm wonderful. What an intro.
You've done a lot, man.
Oh, no, I was talking for the intro to Dropping In. It is my absolute favorite podcast intro.
Thank you. That's my mom's voice.
Really?
Yeah, she's a legend.
Absolutely.
I'm very lucky. Thank you. I love that you love that. And my friend's the DJ that did it too. All right, you ready to drop in 10 rapid fire questions you've never seen before, except the 10th you've seen that and you're ready for that one. Are you ready?
Let's go.
Okay, number 1 is the easiest one. Where in the world are you today?
I'm in Red Lake, Ontario.
Nice. Are you an early mornings guy or late night?
Crack of sunrise. As soon as the sun's up,
yeah,
the better.
Okay, and how's that going with a child?
Oh,
is that jiving well?
Same boat? Same page as me.
Okay.
The sun's coming up at about 6:30 right now. He's more of a 4:30 a.m. riser. So he's beating me right now. I have to live up to Master Theo.
Amazing. Okay. Number 3. What's your survival mode right now on the coffee levels? Like high or just normal?
I watch it. It would be extremely high, but I actually monitor my caffeine intake.
Okay. You a cup in the morning or more? Two. Okay.
Two shots of espresso.
Oh, do you have a machine at home?
It's wonderful, yes.
Okay. Nice. If you could have any superpower in the whole wide world, what would that superpower be?
Time travel, absolutely.
Would you go back in time or forward?
Oh, back. I would never go forward. I'd definitely go back.
Oh, okay. I like that. Number 5, what's your favorite way to unwind?
Listening to a good book on the golf course.
Oh, shut up. Did you just unwrap a whole new world for me?
Yeah,
a book on the golf course?
Going to the driving range with a a few chapters, and then I always play better in my own world, not focusing on performing, just being, existing. It's very meditative.
Dude, this is like a whole new level of practice for me now. I love golf and I love books, and this is just worlds just collided for me. I'm fine. What? Okay.
The only thing you have to watch out for is we do have bears and wolves and lynx on our course, so I'm one earphone in, never two.
Copy that. I'll have one dangling out. Okay. Oh my God, that just made my day. Okay. Number 6, what's your favorite movie or book or TV show? Like, you can choose.
Anything by Cillian Murphy.
Oh.
28 Days Later is a classic horror film.
Oh, you're a horror.
I am right now, but really Cillian Murphy's a reason I'm into it.
Okay.
The name was a shortlist for our son, Cillian.
No way. And you went with?
Theo.
Little love bug Theo. How many days old now?
He's 6 weeks yesterday.
Nice. Okay, you little horror watching man. Number 7, do you still watch curling?
I pick my moments.
Okay.
The further I am away from retirement, the more I'm watching, the more I'm interested.
Okay. You're like, okay. I get that. No, fair. People ask me if I watch snowboarding. I'm like, I don't really watch sports. It's like not like I like to be in the sports, but I did enjoy watching curling with you, sitting there live. So that was fun.
It gets me pretty amped up is a thing. I certainly don't watch curling to relax.
No, same with snowboarding. I'm like a little too gripped. Maybe that's why, I think maybe we're in the same boat with that one. Like namaste rather than be invested in it.
Totally.
Number 8, volunteer firefighter. How did you get into that?
I think it's dual purpose. So we had a firefighter at our house, at our neighbor's house, and it almost lit our house up. And the firefighters, I saw what they did and how they helped our family and how they helped all the families around us. And I realized like, this is pretty cool. And after that happened, the fire chief shot me a text and said, hey, do you want to join the department? Oh. And I said, really? I can do that?
Amazing.
I don't need like a certain type of person or whatnot. And we're a volunteer fire department. He said, no, you have to show up, bring a good attitude. And that's how I got into it. I think it was partially so that I would also get into firefighter curling. I wasn't retired at the time. And there's a firefighter curling nationals. So
Shut up.
My team qualified for it. But the nationals were about the same time as we were having our baby boy. So I think I made the wise choice not to go to nationals this year.
Yeah, no doubt. Oh my gosh. Okay. So because you're a firefighter, you're on that curling team as well. Oh,
we won Northern Ontario Firefighter Championship this last year. Yeah.
They got you hook, line, and sinker. Oh, do you want to do this? Oh, you could come be a firefighter / crush everyone on the curling. I like that. Nice. Okay. Thanks for the text, Chief. Number 9, being a brand new dad. What are the vibes? How are you feeling?
Well,
6 weeks.
It's a whole different purpose to life.
Yeah.
The responsibility, it doesn't really totally feel real yet. Still, I think we're still in the early stages where, we have this beautiful son here and he's hanging out, and when he smiles, it's just the greatest thing in the world. When he's sad, you feel every emotion of that, so it's something that now I've heard it before. You live through your kids, or things change when you have kids. And my goodness, is it true in the best way?
Okay.
My wife and I are closer.
Amazing.
Yeah. We're just living for him.
I mean, I don't have kids, but when I see my friends' kids, I'm like, I'm just going to stare at them all day long. I love it.
That's helpful. Sometimes you need, parents need a break too.
Yeah. Auntie Mercedes to the rescue. Awesome. Number 10, you got given this question prior. So, and everyone has had this question on this series, which I kind of find really interesting to figure out everyone's different perspectives. Number 10, when a goal feels far away and or starts to change, what's the one thing you remind yourself to stay committed?
For me, it's the exciting part at that moment at the start,
Okay.
because I know that I'm not exactly sure what the path towards reaching the goal will be in reality.
Yeah.
It will almost no, it will not be what I envision in my head. So I
Yeah.
know that there's something different going to happen along the way. And if,
Okay.
I live in the moments and keep in mind that the goal is the one I truly want,
Mhm.
and I know good moments or shining bright sunny moments will happen
Okay.
at some point. So it's something
Yeah.
to look forward to.
Yeah, no doubt. That's a good answer. I like that, the exciting parts. And that's I think why you start a goal, right? You want the exciting parts that end up there. That was the rapid fire. Thank you. Thank you. Done and dusted with that one. Um we can like talk about so many entities of goals that you've been into, but I kind of want to start firstly with your sporting career in curling. How did that come about and become a goal of yours?
I started curling when I was very young. I was
How?
not even
Why?
4.
When? Wait, like
It
it's just
was a
not a
family
thing.
sport.
Okay, it was a family sport. Like it's just like not a thing in my life. So I'm like super interested. Okay. Family sport.
Yeah, my mom, it's actually really common in curling now. Like Rachel Holman, Caitlin Laws, they curled at national championships and almost winning them when they're 8 months pregnant. Like
Yeah.
it's the most insane things. So like my mom was along those lines. She was curling with me when she was 8 months pregnant.
Way.
So I truly was on the ice before I was out of the womb,
Oh
and
my gosh.
we spent all of our time. It was a huge part of our family. It was just a very welcoming environment. As a kid, I got to, run around and annoy all the adults, but they didn't care too much, I don't think. But
Yeah.
my parents, let me ride down the rocks when I was 2, 3, 4 years old with them when they were practicing. And I just got hooked on it early.
So cool. Okay. Random. So you would just have curling in your backyard? Because I don't have curling in my backyard, but I have mountains, so it makes sense that I'm a snowboarder. And
Well,
so
there's not so
you
much outdoor, but there is here in Red Lake. We have ice roads. You can go curling on the road, on the ice road.
just love I love learning from you. I swear every conversation we have, my mind is blown. Okay, so curling at a young age, and then like were you watching the Brier and that was like a goal that you wanted to achieve?
Yeah, I remember plopping in VHS tapes of from the late 80s and early 90s when I
Yeah.
was really young, 7, 8 years old. I was watching curling. I used to take golf balls and Sharpie them a different
Okay.
color, and I take a mini stick and I take yarn and tape it to the floor, and I'd watch the VHS in front of the TV, and I would pretend I was a curlers. So I'd mimic their slides, and so all these curlers from rural places across Canada and internationally in Sweden. It piqued my interest about who are these people who look weird and are yelling strange on TV, and
No
that
doubt.
got me all really excited to pretend I was Carrie Burtnick. And then
Okay.
it made me just want to get on the ice and practice, and my family was very good at it.
Mhm.
So my cousins kind of really roped me into the sport, and that's where the competitive side started coming out.
I remember you telling me that story. Tell me more about that. Your cousin was good. You got in there, and then it was like a battle, but not really.
Yeah, my cousin Aaron Slachinsky is his name. Him and I had. It's really interesting that the year I retired was the year he came back, and he started playing on the national stage. And this year he lost the Brier final. He was on the Alberta team, and so we've kind of taken some different paths.
Yeah.
But he's a little bit older than me, and he took a chance on me when I was a little kid. I was 11 years old, and my cousin needed a player, and I think my parents probably must have lobbied to say, "Hey, this our son's okay. He wants to get better," because my cousin was really good. So he
Yeah.
took me along under his wing, put up
Your
with me,
mentor.
made me a Calgary Flames fan instead of a Colorado Avalanche fan. That was non-negotiable. And we just started spending all our weekends away on the road from 12 years old on, and it really never stopped until I was 35.
What a lifestyle to have lived from such a young age. Was there one specific goal that you had in curling that you wanted to win and achieve?
Going to the Brier was a goal that I didn't think was possible.
Oh.
I thought it was completely out of the realm. My life will be complete if I go to the Brier.
You went 6 times.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a whole different topic about how perspective changes and how your goals change in the future after that. When I went to the first one, it did not feel real. Like,
Okay.
what did we just do? What happened?
Like in this kind of like state, but also quite focused, I would imagine.
No, I just felt like the train was completely off the tracks.
Oh
That
no.
like that this is just completely, this shouldn't have happened.
Why?
This shouldn't have happened to me. It shouldn't have happened to my teammates. We
You
were
were
the big
just in
underdogs.
disbelief.
Complete disbelief. Yes. That
Interesting.
that goal could happen.
Okay.
We moved to Manitoba, played one of the greatest skips, ever. A couple of them had to beat Jeff Stoughton to get into the finals. Played Mike
Yeah.
McEwen, who's the hottest team in the world, and somehow we snuck by Mike. And Ford, I got to go to Briers with him after that, which was even better. Like,
It's so
what
funny.
is this world?
It's funny because you say this, and then I remember my career, and I'm like, oh yeah, when I went to my first Olympics, I literally was on the phone with my sports psych, being like, I don't think I should be going.
Yeah.
So
I
there
think that
is
has to be the
like,
most common thing.
is
Imposter
that
syndrome,
common?
right?
It's totally, yes,
I
it is imposters. Yes, it is. It is. And how do we overcome that? For me, when I was there, I was like, hey, we are in, but I had my sports like, thank goodness, because she just walked me off a ledge big time. But if you don't have someone there to like be like, no, this was your goal, you're going to achieve it. It's going to happen probably more than once. It's interesting to reflect on, right?
Yeah. Yeah, being older, being on the other side of the glass now,
Yeah,
certainly would have done things differently, but I don't think it all would have shook out the way it shook out if it didn't go the way it did, if you weren't
I
present in
know.
those moments the way it is, right?
Uh-huh.
It's a tricky thing to think about.
It
What could
is.
have
It
been,
is.
but maybe none of it could have been either.
That's true, but then you ended up going 6 times. So what was the second time like for you?
The second time was validation. That's when it really felt real, that we are here. We're good enough to do
Yeah.
this, all this
Yeah.
work, all this
You
passion.
and
Finally
you
kind of
knew what
paid
you were
off.
getting yourself into?
Big time, yes. First time, no one's at a Brier. Nobody's gonna do well the first time.
Okay.
If you grew up being immersed in the curling world, that was your big goal, because
Yeah.
in a lot of ways, it's not what you thought it was either.
Okay. Okay. In what way?
Um, just being on the inside of it, you've always, or I always wondered what it would be like to walk down the hallway, to walk out the curtains, to be piped on the ice, to slide out in a big arena.
Yeah.
And once you actually get out there, everything feels smaller than it looks from the other side.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
not sure if like the half pipe feels that way, or like going
I
down the
mean,
hill.
I
Does it
think
feel
we make it into what it is, like, it's nothing new. But when you're at the Olympics, you're like, this is actually quite big. Or you're at the X Games, you're like, this is actually, there's a lot of people here. But yeah, the first time that happens, you're like, holy moly, and the butterflies come. But then you kind of like, you're in the zone, right? You got to get in the zone to do what you need to do at that moment. So yeah, I could see how it would feel the smaller for sure.
does it do you feel like people are on top of you? Can you hear people when you're on the
The
hill?
the thing is, if yes, if I'm really not in the zone, I can hear them. So I'm like going up in the air and I can hear them cheering. And I'm like, "Ooh, you really need to focus a little bit more, Mercedes." Can you hear them?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's people in the 20 or 30th row, and in like the Saddle Dome in Calgary, for example,
Yeah.
you can very clearly hear someone talking very quietly in the 20th row. So
Uh-huh.
I love talking to the crowd during games sometimes, and someone would say something rude, and I'd
Yeah.
look at them and I'd answer their question that they said to their friend. And they were like, oh, like, I caught you.
Oh, note to everyone watching curling. They hear
Yeah.
everything.
And like anything in those arenas, like the sound comes like really, really right on top of the ice.
Down and in. Yeah,
Clearly.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fun
Wild.
fact.
Yeah, that is a fun fact. Okay, so and then you kept going back. Your career from 12 years old to 35 years old in curling. That's not a short career, sir. How did you keep it going?
I think at some point it became an identity. It became a sense of self-worth to
Mhm.
people. So
Yeah.
the more people cheered or backed you, communicated with you, told you great stories, the more pressure that brought in to not only continue, but
Yeah.
to be successful.
Okay.
And over time, it definitely wore on my mental health to keep doing that. And I lost the plot a few times of why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And at the end, that's exactly what it felt like. I had an Andre Agassi moment, a good shower cry, sob right before my last game.
Okay.
I was reading his book about 2 weeks after I retired, and I'm like, oh my gosh, all of this happened to me. Just like what a
Right.
sense of relief it was to say this is the last time I have to go do this. I was going through
Mhm.
pain at the time.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, all those years of doing it, and I don't regret any of them. But that's a long career. Sometimes it's really hard to stop at some point, I'd say.
Yeah, that's true. But it is interesting because you were in chronic pain. At the how much at the end of your career was that?
Over the last 3-4 years were pretty bad. I
Yeah.
had torn both my quads, and on a fire scene, actually going into my 4 months before my last Brier, my boot stuck to the ice, and I turned and I almost ripped my kneecap off. It was like 2 millimeters from severed. So so there's quite a bit of pain the last 4 months to just get through.
Oh my
So
gosh.
we're all good now, though. Great shape.
Feeling healthy, coming back. He's coming back for more, everyone. I'm just kidding. You
You heard it here
never
first.
know. Yeah. What a lengthy career. I mean, then your goals had to change, obviously. You were stepping away from sport, but I don't want to put words in your mouth, but from your bio, it says that you stayed within sport. Obviously, you came up with the clothing company and started doing that. How the heck did that come about?
That was really random. Getting in the clothing world, it happened through baseball and another curler, and I met my business partner at the time.
Yeah.
Um, Actually, through Matt Dunstone he was Team Canada. He won the Brier this year against my cousin.
Yeah.
Um, he introduced me to a guy named Farron Asham, and he said, "Hey, you want to make clothing?" And I was like, "All right, well, I'm just curling all the time. I needed another job on the side, so let's start this." And it really just started as a fun little side project to try to make curlers feel better on the ice,
Yeah.
to feel like they look good. And
Yeah.
curlers always we had this rep of being out of shape, right? Like in the
Not
60s,
not
70s, 80s, you're smoking on the ice, right? With
not if you talk
ashtrays.
to my dad. He says you're the most fit at the Olympics.
Yeah, well, it's totally changed, and we worked with athletes to be like, how do we find more flattering clothing? And
Right,
also,
right.
we make custom clothing that allowed the athletes to sell themselves, or to sell to make have partnerships,
Okay.
and that was a huge part of it to say, hey, we can help you through clothing, support yourself, and that was a very rewarding
That's
endeavor.
huge. That's
Yeah.
huge, not just for you, but for also all the athletes wearing your gear, like a game changer, it sounds like.
Yeah, and we didn't invent that. What we did was try to have an amazing designer whose last
Mm.
name is Hurry. His name's Kevin Hurry,
Nice.
Hurry Hard, which was awesome. But he's an incredible designer, and he made some really cool stuff that made people think about the sport differently. So
So
leave some
cool.
sort of legacy on that was pretty cool.
Definitely. I mean, Curling Canada uniform, that's you went from a huge athlete to putting clothes on the athletes. Like it's an outstanding bio that you have. Also you sit on the athletes can board, so you just are just giving back all to sport all the time. You volunteer probably way too much, similar to me. But
Yeah.
what's where does that come from, deep within you? Like, is that a goal, or was that just something that you wanted to do?
I think it was something that, so when I left curling, I left the clothing company. I didn't coach. I left the ice. I didn't practice or play at all. I didn't watch on TV. I completely needed to remove myself from the sport itself.
Yeah.
But that left a huge void in my life for
Mhm.
competitive drive and motivation. But I was still very interested in helping athletes however I could. And I was hearing stories. We all hear stories of how things could be better in the sport system.
Yeah.
So I had a curler, Holly Nickel was a good friend of mine, and she reached out to say, "Hey, I think you'd be good for this." And again, I didn't see that myself as like the firefighter
Right.
situation. Someone had to push me and ask me, and said, "Oh, it's a good opportunity." So I ran for uh, a board position at Athletes Can, and man, it's been 4 or 5 years now, and
Are you vice
um,
president
re-
still?
I'm vice president. Yep.
I'm just gonna
Someone
toot
said I
your
should
own
do that.
horn.
Yeah, it's
It's
being an athlete advocacy. I think it completely filled that void
Mhm.
entirely for sports. So and allows me to do it remote from, because I live so remote, that
Yeah.
it's just a great opportunity to stay connected and have positive change, which is fulfilling.
Oh, I like that. That is super interesting. I never thought about, like, people ask me, "Why do I volunteer so much?" And I'm like, I just I have to. I want sport to be better. But it does fill that void of not being an elite athlete, as such anymore. So that's a super interesting take on it. Anything else with goals that you wanted to share with everyone?
Um, I think if there's athletes listening, that this, stepping out of sport when it's your whole life, and then stepping into corporate world, or into the workplace in general. I think the goal setting, one of the things that was really difficult for me and continues to be difficult for me, I need to remind myself every morning, um, is that like when you're a high performance athlete, everything is like, sink or swim, do or die, 100% or
Mhm.
nothing. And it's not that way at work. And it's really difficult to be okay with that. And that's what I struggle with every day. And my boss is an former Olympic figure skater, and we have wonderful chats about it. But I
Yeah.
think we still both are that way. And it's really hard to navigate, right?
I totally hear you. I think that's why I do contract work, because I'm like all in or I'm all out.
Yeah.
That is
Yes.
very, very interesting, and yeah. Ooh, real world, it's so hard out there.
Yes, it is.
That's for the athletes out there, for sure. I like that. Yes, as an athlete, it is sink or swim, go, game on all the time. Real world, namaste a little, take a step back.
Mhm.
Very challenging for
Diaphragmatic
us.
breathing.
That's amazing. Oh my goodness. Really a lot of takeaways here so far. Um, I think I'm just gonna sum up a couple things right now. Embrace the exciting part. Uh, when your goals start to change, you just don't know where that path is gonna go, and I think that's so true. Sometimes, like, I might set a distant goal. Um, I don't know what I don't have any. I don't feel like I don't have any goals. Oh, to play tennis 25 times this summer. That's kind of a beast goal. Um, it doesn't always happen. I tried to do it last year, but that's okay. But the best part is the doing, right? I go out once, I have fun with my friends, so that's the exciting part. I think that's super important, a really great takeaway. Um, I enjoyed learning about you curling in the womb. I think that's pretty freaking cool. Like that's where the family comes in. I mean, these goals might not even be goals. It's just part of your family lifestyle. And then one thing turns into the next. You're getting mentored, and that mentor is taking you on the road. And I think there's a lot to say about mentors shaping your goals as well, because their goals may become your new goals. And then I really liked where we went with your first Brier and being like, I shouldn't be here, imposter syndrome. It is a real thing. And I think a lot of people should be okay with like understanding imposter syndrome happens to so many people. I have it even like coming onto this podcast to record with you. I'm like, we're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it, like, and then we get so much valuable information. I think it's lovely. I would say don't be afraid to try new things when they're offered to you. Thank you, the firefighting chief, as well to your friend that kind of threw you a line for the clothing company. So some goals might come from left field and you kind of roll with it. You had so many amazing takeaways in this short amount of time. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
No, I think, wow, you make it sound a lot more succinct than a bunch of rambling from a from a firefighter, athletes can, rock throwing, asparagus cooking dude.
New dad, brand new dad.
New dad.
You are awesome. I think I can't wait to see what's next for you. Thank you for supporting all the athletes and having the athlete voice heard through Athletes Can. We appreciate everything you do and everything we don't see. I know you do a lot of work behind the scenes and how much that takes. So thank you, and thank you for dropping in today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for dropping in today. You can find everything you want to know about Dropping In with Mercedes at droppinginwithmercedes.com. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks DJ Kenosis for the music and my mom for the intro voice.